In March 2025, BYD made a potentially groundbreaking announcement.
The company announced a new technology claiming it can charge an electric vehicle almost as quickly as it takes to fill a gas car.
Elon Musk never saw this coming. For years, Tesla ruled the electric car world. But now, a quiet storm from China, BYD, is shaking everything. Sales are up, prices are low, and the world is watching. How did a company Elon once laughed at rise so fast? Why are people choosing BYD over Tesla? And most importantly, can Elon fight back? Or has the EV crown already changed hands? Join us in this video as we reveal the truth behind BYD's shocking rise. You don't want to miss this. How it all started. Back in 2008, Tesla launched its first roadster. People laughed. A luxury electric sports car? It sounded like a fantasy. But Elon Musk didn't stop. In 2012, the Model S dropped, and it shocked the world.
So, as Franz was saying, this is nine years since we delivered the first Model S, the first car produced here in Fremont, so almost a decade. And I think we're really taken it to a whole new level with Plaid.
Sleek, fast, futuristic. It was clear, Tesla wasn't just different, it was better. Tesla kept growing. They brought out Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and charging stations popped up everywhere. People lined up for years just to get their hands on one, and Elon eventually became a rock star CEO. At one point, Tesla was selling more electric vehicles than anyone else on Earth. It looked like nothing could stop them. But in the shadows, something was brewing. Now this is where you'd want to pay more attention, as it gets even more interesting from here. BYD, founded in 1995, in Shenzhen, China, a city now famous for its booming tech industry. BYD started as a battery company. They didn't start out making electric cars. They began by focusing on batteries and technology. The company's name, BYD, stands for Build Your Dreams, and their dreams were big from the start. They began as a battery manufacturer, focusing on creating rechargeable batteries. At the time, they had no idea that batteries would become the cornerstone of their future success. In the late 1990s, batteries were an essential part of every electronic device, from mobile phones to power tools. But BYD didn't just want to be another battery maker, they wanted to revolutionize how batteries were made and used. In 2002, BYD made a major move that would change their future forever. They acquired a small automaker called Qinchuan Automobile Company, marking the beginning of their venture into the automotive world. This was their first step into an industry that was about to be completely reshaped by electric vehicles. While many companies were hesitant to embrace electric vehicles, BYD saw the future of transportation and quickly made it their focus. In 2008, BYD did something that shocked the world. They unveiled their first electric car, the F3DM, making them the first Chinese company to sell a mass-market electric vehicle. This was a huge moment, not just for BYD, but for the entire auto industry. It was clear that BYD wasn't just another Chinese tech company. They were now a serious player in the global EV race. The F3DM, though not perfect, was a glimpse into the future. It combined electric power with traditional gas engines, making it a hybrid car. This move gave them a significant advantage in the early stages of the electric car revolution. The car wasn't just affordable, it was eco-friendly and promised to save drivers money on fuel while helping the environment. But BYD had tapped into something powerful, and they didn't stop there. In 2014, BYD launched the Tang, a fully electric SUV that took the market by storm. The Tang was fast, affordable, and stylish, everything that a modern SUV should be. It was a game-changer in the world of electric vehicles and cemented BYD's place as one of the most important EV manufacturers in the world. The Tang wasn't just another car. It showed the world that electric cars could not only be affordable, but also practical and cool. With a sleek design, A long-range battery and a powerful motor, the Tang was a hit among consumers looking for an electric vehicle that didn't compromise on performance. The success of the Tang opened the door for more electric SUVs, showing that EVs weren't just for city cars anymore. They were for families, adventurers, and anyone who wanted to make the switch to a cleaner, greener future. The success of the Tang and other vehicles catapulted BYD into the global spotlight. By 2015, BYD was exporting their electric vehicles to countries all over the world, including Europe, South America, and even the United States. They weren't just focusing on passenger vehicles, they also began to make strides in the electric bus market, which would later become a huge part of their success. One of the most intriguing aspects of BYD's expansion was their strategy. They weren't just selling cars, they were building partnerships and creating factories in countries all over the world. In places like Brazil, Mexico, and Argentina, BYD built local manufacturing plants to produce their cars closer to their consumers. This localization strategy helped BYD lower production costs and better serve global markets. Today, BYD isn't just competing with other Chinese automakers, they're taking on the biggest players in the world, including Tesla. But how did this happen? The battle with Tesla. How BYD is competing with the EV giant. While Tesla has dominated the electric car market for years, BYD has been gaining ground, and their cars are starting to make waves in the global market. What's fascinating is that BYD took a completely different approach than Tesla. While Tesla focused on creating high-performance luxury cars, BYD went after a different market, the everyday consumer who doesn't need a luxury vehicle but still wants to drive electric. But something intriguing happened in 2011 when Elon Musk was asked what he thought about a Chinese car company called BYD.
I don't think they have a great product.
Why is that?
I don't think it's particularly attractive. The technology is not very strong. And BYD as a company has pretty severe problems in their home turf in China.
He looked at the camera, laughed, and said, "Have you seen their cars?" He couldn't believe they were even called competition. Tesla was the rising star of electric cars. Elon Musk had just launched the Model S, and everyone saw him as a genius. BYD, on the other hand, looked like just another car maker from China. Their designs were basic, their technology wasn't flashy, and people in the West didn't take them seriously. So when Elon laughed at BYD in that interview, it wasn't just a joke. It was a sign that Tesla didn't see BYD as a real threat. But fast forward to now, and the world has changed. The same company Elon laughed at is now selling more electric cars than Tesla. While Tesla gets all the headlines, BYD has quietly taken over, without shouting, without drama, and without Elon's tweets. Undoubtedly, Elon Musk is a genius when it comes to innovation. He's done things in the world of technology that no one thought was possible. But here's the problem. Elon has always been focused on the future, so much so that he missed the present. Tesla's Model 3 was supposed to be the affordable car for the masses. But when the car was finally released, it wasn't as affordable as most people expected. At over $40,000, it's still too expensive for many people, especially those in emerging markets where electric cars are still considered a luxury. What Tesla didn't realize is that the real demand for electric cars was not for the high-end ones. Instead, it was for affordable cars that could be owned by everyday people without breaking the bank. This overlooked market was exactly what BYD zeroed in on. Tesla's neglect to adapt to this demand made them vulnerable to a disruptor like BYD. Elon Musk failed to notice the gap in the market, and BYD jumped in. So while Elon Musk was on stage, tweeting, launching rockets, and talking about Mars, BYD was quietly doing something else: building. They weren't trying to be loud. They were focused on one thing: perfecting the electric car. They built their own batteries. They opened factories across China. They partnered with local governments. They sold affordable electric cars to millions of people who didn't care about hype. They just wanted something that worked. While Tesla targeted luxury buyers in America, BYD focused on regular families in China, India, and Latin America. And guess what? Slowly, they began to win. Let's look at the facts. How BYD has taken over. In 2023, BYD sold over 3 million EVs, while Tesla sold about 1.8 million. Now that's not a small difference, it's massive. BYD didn't just catch up, they blew past Tesla in global EV sales. And here's what's wild, BYD isn't just selling expensive cars. They're making EVs that cost as little as $11,000 like the BYD Seagull. Meanwhile, Tesla's cheapest model is still double or even triple that price. So now, millions of people who can't afford a Tesla are choosing BYD instead. Fast forward to 2024, something changed. Elon Musk stopped laughing. Tesla started slashing prices. They delayed new car launches. Elon even admitted in a company call that competition from China was getting dangerously good. He didn't name BYD directly, but we all knew who he meant. Now that BYD has conquered the Chinese market, they're setting their sights on the rest of the world. And they're not just looking to compete with Tesla in Europe or America, they're looking to dominate. BYD's aggressive expansion into foreign markets has been swift and effective. They've already entered Europe with cars that are priced so competitively, Tesla is feeling the heat. And it's not just about affordable prices. BYD has been able to develop an extensive manufacturing process that lets them scale quickly, something Tesla has struggled with. Tesla has been expanding globally, but it's often hit roadblocks with production issues and pricing. On the other hand, BYD's localization strategy has allowed them to offer low-cost EVs tailored to each region's needs, while keeping manufacturing costs down. Tesla might have built the electric vehicle market, but BYD is now leading the charge. They're pushing out affordable EVs for the masses, and Elon Musk is finding himself in a race he never expected to run. But how has reacted to all of these? Everyone knows that Elon Musk is a visionary, but sometimes vision can blind you. He was so focused on building the best car, the fastest, the sleekest, the smartest, that he forgot something important. Most people just want a car that's simple, cheap, and reliable. BYD understood this from the start. They didn't try to beat Tesla at being cool. While Tesla was cutting prices in panic, BYD had already mastered low-cost production. Elon didn't see the threat until it was too late. There are reports that Tesla is now rushing to build a cheaper Model 2 EV to compete with BYD. But guess what? BYD already has 4 or 5 models under $20,000, and they're already selling fast. Now, it feels like Elon is finally realizing he's in a fight he wasn't prepared for, because as for BYD, they are now expanding into Europe, South America, and even Southeast Asia. With BYD gaining ground, Tesla's response has been predictable: cut prices and increase production. But there's a problem. As Tesla has tried to lower prices, they've been forced to sacrifice quality, and that's something BYD doesn't have to do. Tesla's price cuts on the Model 3 and Model Y might seem like a good move, but it's not enough to win over consumers who have already fallen in love with BYD's cheaper options. BYD's cars offer incredible value without the need for massive price cuts. They're simply able to keep prices low because of their efficient supply chain and ability to produce cars quickly. Tesla is also facing stiff competition from other automakers like Ford, Volkswagen, and Nissan, who are also stepping up their game in the electric vehicle market. Tesla may be the pioneer, but it's clear that it's now facing a wave of competition, and BYD is riding that wave to the top. Now everyone is watching, wondering what the future holds for Tesla and BYD. The Simpsons is one of the most popular and controversial shows in the US. However, it has also gained a reputation for making future predictions with surgical precision. From the coronavirus pandemic to Snowden's classified national security files, they've made some pretty accurate predictions in the past. The Simpsons also have some scary predictions for 2024. We're talking about Trump's shocking return, virtual reality meals, and a potential takeover of the world by AI-powered robots. What other scary predictions did they make for this year, and when will they come to pass? We'll reveal all that, but before going into the future predictions, let's look at some terrific Simpson prophecies that have already come to pass. The Simpson prophecies. For over 3 decades, The Simpsons have entertained audiences with sharp wit, wacky storylines, and humor. Many may overlook the prophetic parts and accurate predictions that have left viewers scratching their heads over the years. For instance, there was an episode called Lisa's Wedding in 1995. Lisa was shown using a video phone booth to chat with her fiancé. Fast forward to 1997, the world witnessed the birth of the BlackBerry, a groundbreaking device that merged the phone and rudimentary internet. The Simpsons, however, took it a step further. In 2008, the episode Bart Gets an Elephant shows a character wearing a wristwatch that displayed video calls. This was years before the Apple Watch released its wearable tech. If you think that was merely a coincidence, the next one will shock you. Edward Snowden's revelations. In the 2000 episode Trippin' on Nuts, a character named NSA Guy steals classified information from the National Security Agency, NSA, and escapes to Cuba. This may seem like old spy movie stuff, except for a real-life shocker in 2013. Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor, leaked highly classified documents revealing the vast global surveillance programs of the NSA. The similarities include the Cuban connection. Did The Simpsons have a mole within the intelligence community? It is unlikely, but it has certainly sparked debate on the ability of the show to predict the future like no other. But that's not all, and the following 2 revelations are still the most shocking to date. Presidency of Donald Trump. A 1998 episode titled Bart to the Future shows Donald Trump as the 45th President of the United States. At the time, Trump was a reality TV star and businessman, far from the political sphere. The episode's writers later claimed it was a joke based on Trump's flamboyant personality. However, when Trump announced his candidacy in 2015 and subsequently won the election in 2016, The Simpsons' prediction became the talk of Hollywood. Whether it was a lucky guess or a random jab that accidentally hit the bullseye, the episode remains a mystery in American political history. The last one is a prediction of a subaquatic accident. In a 1994 episode, Marge Gets a Job, Homer is a safety inspector at a nuclear power plant. One scene shows a faulty submarine imploding due to a design flaw, with the crew trapped inside metal coffins. Tragically, in 2000, the Kursk, a Russian nuclear submarine, sank in the Barents Sea, killing all 118 crew members. The accident was later attributed to a faulty torpedo, and the submarine's design hampered the rescue attempt. These are just a few of Simpsons' predictions that many believe to have come to pass. Whether it's just luck, pure coincidence, brilliant social commentary, or something mystical, one thing is sure. The Simpsons are leaving both entertained and a little worried about the future. Here is the exciting part of this story. Stay alert as we look at the shocking Simpson predictions for this year. Return of Donald Trump. The Simpsons predicted that Trump would win the 2024 election. On November 15, 2022, Trump announced his intention to run for president in 2024. Al Jean, a writer for The Simpsons, posted on X that the show had foreseen this in 2015. In an episode where the Simpsons family ventures into the future, Homer passes by a sign that reads, Trump 2024. The most shocking part is that this episode aired before Trump became president. The Simpsons had previously predicted Trump's presidency with a line predicting that the next president after Trump would inherit budget issues from him. The presidential election is primed to come up by November, and fans of the series are waiting for a chance to prove the accuracy of its predictions once again. If you are still in doubt, have you asked yourself how the producers even learned that Trump would ever contest and win in the first term? It is simply mysterious. The following prediction was merely far ahead of its time. It shows virtual reality food and gaming as far back as the 90s. Virtual reality food. The Simpsons predicted virtual reality food and gaming in 1998 in a Friends and Family episode. Simpsons show Homer and Marge eating virtual fudge through VR headsets. Interestingly, recent technological advancements have led to the creation of VR food by AOB Banquets RMX. This innovative technology allows people to eat different foods while using VR to alter their taste perception. This innovation promises to change the way we experience food. Imagine having computers and simulators help you regain your appetite and curate your food preferences. While Simpson's predictions did not mention altering tastes, merging technology with sensory experiences is becoming a new reality. Scientists have also predicted this will radically reshape how we interact with food. That was only one of the things The Simpsons had for us regarding future technology. The next technological prediction is mind-blowing, even though the world is still at the crude stage of adopting this tech. The boom of artificial intelligence. Will robots take over our jobs? Although some have claimed that AI-powered robots are just there to support our work, experts have been worried about this for a while, saying that super smart machines could steal people's jobs in the coming years. But guess what? The Simpsons were way ahead of the curve. In a 2012 episode called Them Robot, Homer loses his job at the power plant because Mr. Burns replaces all the workers with robots. In the episode, Burns even says something funny. You will train them, and they will replace you. That's precisely how AI works. We train these super smart programs, and then, whoops, they might be doing our jobs better. Are you for or against AI? Please add your opinion on AI and employment in the comment section. Coming next are intelligent robots. Smart robots. The Simpsons hinted at robots taking over more than just factory jobs. We already see robot servers in Japan, and self-driving cars might soon replace taxi drivers. Even creative fields could be affected. Artificial intelligence models based on super smart programs trained by humans are taking over the jobs of coders, financial advisors, and even graphic designers. The Simpsons might even predict a future where AI goes rogue in 2024. Sounds crazy, right? However, a Google engineer recently lost his job after claiming their AI had become too lifelike. We're getting closer to AI that can learn and maybe even feel emotions, just like humans. The line between fiction and reality might get even blurrier in the coming years. Do you remember the 1994 episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, where the Simpsons visited a theme park run by robots and something unbelievable happened? Those robots become super smart and rebel against their human creators. Back then, it was a funny cartoon. Today, with a respected AI researcher like Blake Lemoine fired for claiming Google's AI became too lifelike, it's a different story. We're getting closer to AI that can learn and maybe even feel emotions, just like humans. The line between fiction and reality might get even blurrier in the coming years, especially if AI decides humans are in its way, just like in Itchy and Scratchy Land. World War III, and the future might be scarier than we think. The show might have even predicted a full-blown war, with tensions rising all over the globe, from the Russia-Ukraine conflict to the Israel-Palestine war, not to mention the Taiwanese independence issues between the USA and China. Some experts, like former CIA spy Andrew Bustamante, believe World War III is on the horizon in 2024. Others argue we're already in the early stages. Interestingly, The Simpsons might have foreshadowed this in 1987 with a Season 2 episode titled World War III. Believe it or not, in the episode, a paranoid Homer wakes the family in the middle of the night, convinced World War II is starting. It was a funny scene back then, during the Cold War. The Cold War ended in 1991, but many believe we're entering a new one, with tensions between the USA and Russia at an all-time high. According to Wikipedia, 5 significant wars are happening right now around the world, like the one in Ukraine and the long-lasting conflict between Israel and Palestine. There are also more minor conflicts that shouldn't be forgotten, like the fighting in Colombia or Somalia, where thousands of people have died recently. Sadly, violence is a problem in many places. With all these wars going on, some experts believe the world is already at war. A colony on Mars. But wait, there's more. The Simpsons might have even predicted our next giant leap for humanity, colonizing Mars. In the 2015 episode Friend with Benefits, the government starts looking for volunteers to move to Mars. The episode even ends with a glimpse into 2051, showing the Simpsons living on Mars. A few years after this episode aired, Elon Musk, the real-life Tony Stark, revealed his plans to colonize Mars. Here's where things get crazy. The date shown in the episode, 2051, would exactly line up with Musk's ambitious plan to send 1 million people to Mars by 2050. Is it a coincidence, or are the Simpsons the ultimate fortune tellers? The current Martian surface is cold, dry, and full of harmful radiation. Liquid water, which most life needs, is scarce and frozen, so it seems unlikely that life could exist there now. Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, 2024 could be a wild ride. First, female POTUS. Another spooky prediction for 2024, a female president of the United States. In a Simpsons episode 2000 called Bart to the Future, there's a prediction about the first female president. Lisa becomes the first ever female president in the episode. The USA is in financial trouble in the episode because of decisions made by a fictional president named Trump. Fast forward 24 years, and some think a female president could come soon. Kamala Harris is already the first female vice president of the United States. Some speculate that if Biden cannot continue as president, Kamala may take his place. Some observers believe that Joe Biden's presidency will not continue due to his age and health. The prospect of Vice President Harris assuming the highest office is beginning to gain traction. Although she has no intention to replace President Biden, many political observers believe she would take the shot if given a chance at the presidency. Kamala Harris would then be breaking 2 records as both the first female vice president and the first female president in the history of America. Smart parenting. And they have continued. The Simpsons even poked fun at the future of communication for parents with young children. In the 1992 episode, Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes?, Homer's half-brother Herb invents a baby translator machine. Back then, it seemed like a hilarious sci-fi gag. But fast forward to today, and companies like Swiss-based Zoundreams are creating products like the Baby Dream, a technology that translates baby cries into actual words. Are you tired, hungry, or need a diaper change? This device claims to tell you exactly what your little one wants. Like the baby translator in The Simpsons, this technology might seem like something out of a cartoon, but it's becoming a reality. The issue on Wall Street? While a baby communication kit would be a great invention, the economic picture might be less rosy this year. The Simpsons predicted economic woes for the global economy. The world economy has been shaky lately, and the US is no exception. The $1 trillion printed in 2020 have some economists worried about inflation and a potential collapse. Many fear that 2024 could see people losing jobs and homes. Interestingly, The Simpsons might have referred to this back in the year 2000 episode Bart to the Future. In the episode, a future Lisa points out an economic meltdown during the Trump presidency. While Trump isn't currently president, the possibility of him winning in 2024 adds another layer of mystery to The Simpsons' predictions. Flying cars. Surprise, surprise. Stay tuned for the future because The Simpsons might have even predicted our next mode of transportation. In the 2005 episode Future Drama, The Simpsons travel to the future. Guess how Homer and Bart get around? In flying cars, of course. Back in 2005, this was pure science fiction. But cut to today, and companies like Samsung Sky are developing real-life hover cars. Their Switchblade model is expected to deliver in 2024, meaning we might be cruising above traffic jams like The Simpsons predicted. With 2024 just around the first quarter, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. The Simpsons' predictions make for an exciting and sometimes unsettling look at the world we might be living in very soon. The Simpsons still need to be done with Trump. President Ivanka Trump. Another exciting prediction from The Simpsons involves Ivanka Trump becoming president. In a 2016 episode called Treehouse of Horror 27, Homer wears a badge that says Anka 2028, hinting that Ivanka might run for president in 2028. Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump's daughter, has been increasingly involved in politics, which makes this prediction seem more possible. In another episode from 2017, Ivanka is shown as a member of the Supreme Court, suggesting she might get into politics soon. Some people believe that The Simpsons doesn't just predict the future, but influences it. Will Tesla continue to lead, or will BYD steal the crown? What do you think about the rising competition against Tesla? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click on the following video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.